Hey everyone, this is Pete, and welcome back to Atari A to Z, a series of short playthroughs of Atari 8-bit games, some which I grew up with and some which are new to me. Today is one of the former. Today we're looking at H.E.R.O, or more accurately H.E.R.O by Activision. This was originally released in 1984 for the Atari 2600, but was subsequently ported to Apple II, Atari 5200, Atari 8-bit, ColecoVision, Commodore 64, MSX and ZX Spectrum. And the game actually proved popular enough that Sega ported the game to its SG-1000 console in Japan a year later as well. So it was well received in all its original incarnations, and it's a great example of Activision taking something that worked really well on the 2600 and then taking good advantage of the various different host platforms' own unique features to enhance it for its various ports. And it's a cool game. So let's go play H.E.R.O.
Okay, here we are with H.E.R.O by Activision, designed by John Van Ryzen and adapted by the Softworks. Not sure who they are, but that's who it was adapted by. Copyright 1984, Activision. Let's play. So this is an all-time classic that a lot of people are probably already familiar with, but I do like it, so we'll spend some time playing it. So, your job in this is as Roderick H.E.R.O, or our hero. You have to work your way through a series of mines and make your way to trapped miners. And you do this by blasting nasty things out of your way and then just touching the miner at the bottom. It's certainly a lot simpler than the miner rescue we had to carry out in Thunderbirds for the Atari ST a little while back. Whoops! So I guess you'd kind of call this a platform game, except rather than jumping you have this helicopter pack here that has quite sort of sluggish controls. You have to push up for quite a while before it will start rising up again. But it does mean you can sort of hover. You have this dynamite, which you can drop by pushing down, and you've got this apparent eye laser, which you can fire just by pressing the fire button. So you only have limited dynamite, but you can fire your laser as much as you want. And those rock formations you can supposedly destroy with the laser, but it takes a lot more damage than it does to use the dynamite. So ideally what you want to do is save your dynamite and yeah, just save that for the rock formations. Now you notice there's a few interesting little mechanics in there. So those lamps you can see up in the top left there, and indeed here, if you bump into a lamp on your way down, then you will make the room go dark, so you can't see anything that's going on. However, if you light the dynamite, you will be able to sort of briefly see what's going on. So that's sort of one option. Or you can just sort of learn the layout of the levels yourself as well. Alright, we've got to be very careful here to avoid the cheerful-looking snake who's poking out the side there, or whatever he is. We'll shoot him. Just because, why not? On to level 5. So for me, this is like a really good example of an Activision game in the 8-bit era. Just sort of things like the distinctive use of colour and the screen layout and all that sort of thing. It all screams 8-bit Activision to me. And while I'm not like a huge fan of what Activision does these days, like this era of what they were up to is, yeah, a real favourite of mine. So Activision were absolute masters of the Atari 2600, for example. So a lot of people criticised things like the Atari Flashback Classics compilations when they come out for not having any Activision games. And I mean, it's understandable because Atari doesn't own the rights to those games. But at the same time, it's been quite a while since we've seen an Activision compilation. I think the last ones were for like PS2 and PSP, maybe? There might have been a PC one at some point, but oh dear, blew myself up. Yeah, it's certainly been a little while since we had a proper compilation of Activision games. And it would be nice to see these make a return again, because they're great. Activision's games in this era were pretty consistently wonderful. And H.E.R.O is sort of often cited as quite an influential game in the development of things like open structure 2D platformers and that sort of thing. Because although it's not completely open in the same way as like the Metroids of the world, it does have sort of multiple routes you can take and meaningful decisions to make and that sort of thing. And there's a feeling of exploration and risk and challenge. Oh dear. That is the wrong way. This is going to be tricky. Oh no! Oh, this is very tight. Yeah, it suddenly got a whole lot tougher. I think we're nearly there. Oh no. I'm guessing we want to go that way. That's usually how the conventions of these things go. There's something hiding in the ground down there. I don't want to find out what that is. Oh my god, lava. Help. Oh no! I've actually never seen that level before, so I don't know what the deal is there. Can we start from that level? Oh, that's interesting. I guess that's a difficulty level. Well, let's see what Pro mode does then. So that starts us at level Pro. Oh, everything's much faster. Lots more of the glowy magma to avoid. Oh dear. Nope. This was a mistake. This is why you don't use dynamite to light your way. Oh god. This is nightmarishly difficult. Yeah, okay, let's try something a little easier. Oh, that's level 17, that is. Alright, let's try level 2. So that starts you at level 5. Okay. I don't know why you can't just pick a level. I guess that's to do with how the 2600 handled things, which was by pressing the game select button. And rather than forcing people to tap through lots and lots of levels, they just put in a difficulty setting to start you at later levels or something like that. I don't know, it doesn't make a ton of sense, but that's the way it works anyway. Wrong way. Need to stop shooting those lights out. Don't have very long to get away from that dynamite either. But yeah, this is a classic, and hopefully it's clear why that's the case. It's an interesting game. It's well presented. It plays well. Well, like I say, I'd prefer like a few little tweaks, like sort of the helicopter pack being a little more responsive when you're trying to go up would be nice, for example. But as with anything, it's just something you can... Oops! It's just something you can get used to over time. Yeah, there's like a noticeable delay between you starting to push up when you're on the ground and the helicopter actually taking off, and that's not ideal when you need to respond quickly to a particular situation. Right, so we can... down to the lava down here, aren't we? So... Nope. That didn't work, did it? Oh, one more go at that. I'm determined to finish that level at the very least. Right, this one's easy. We can do this one. I don't worry about points. I just want to beat the levels. Get more worthwhile points on the bonuses at the end anyway, so may as well just try and beat the levels more quickly. Alright, level 6. This too is pretty straightforward. Oh, done it again. And I've done that again as well. I think I'd learn by now. Did learn to get out of the way of that one this time though. I did not learn not to shoot that light out. Yeah, for me growing up, this was always quite a sort of tense, atmospheric game. Because you've got to be very careful and very precise. Things like sort of trying not to land on the flashing magma bits and that sort of thing, and when it went dark, how you deal with that. Alright. Let's be super careful. That's not super careful. That is uncareful. Right, don't shoot the light out. Carefully. Right, if I go down the right-hand one, will I not knock the light out? Because that would be quite useful. Yes! Alright, I was trying to go the wrong way anyway. And I was assuming that they were platforms you could stand on at the bottom, and I was incorrect. So, that's good. Alright, level 7 done! I am a hero pro. Level 8. Don't know how many levels there are in this. Not convinced anyone has ever finished it. Someone probably has. But, yeah, any time I've looked up discussions on this game, a lot of it seems to have been, oh, I used to love this game, but I never finished it. Or can you even finish it? Who knows? A lot of these classic games you couldn't finish, of course, because what they would do after a certain point is they would go on forever. Oh, that looks nasty. Oh, this is going to be a tricky one. Yeah, what they would do after a certain point is they would restart and go back to the beginning, but like faster or something like that, or give you a tighter time limit or something like that. Oh, that's unpleasant. How the hell do we do this? That's one way of doing it, I guess. Can you drop stuff while you're flying? No, you can't. Okay, well, we're making progress at least. This is further than I've ever got in this game, by the way, so I've never seen these levels before, so it's a journey of discovery from me as much as for you. Carefully. Carefully. Ooh, this is... Whoops. Some thread the needle bullshit going on here. This way? Yes. Those lights are always on the right hand side, aren't they? So you can actually sort of kind of mitigate the risk from them a bit if you try and make sure that you drop down pits on the left side. Oh, another one of these. Let's see if we can destroy it with the lasers. You're supposed to be able to. Oh, you can. It just takes absolutely forever. Okay, so I guess you have to do that there. Oh no! Bit of hovering. Easy money. Oh, clever hovering. And hop. Ooh. Time's getting a bit tight now. Level 10. I suspect we're probably not long for this world, but I'll do what I can. The enemy's moving a lot faster now. Oh. No, not that way. Down here. I say, Green Snake, you look vaguely obscene doing that. Carefully. Carefully. Oh, it's tight. It's less tight. Oh, is it okay? Oh no! Right into the arms of an enemy. Alright, I think that's probably enough of that for now, because I'm not sure my heart can take much more of that. But that's H.E.R.O for Atari 8-bit. That's a great game. And one of Activision's games that plays almost equally as well on the Atari 2600 as it does on the Atari 8-bit. So check it out wherever you get the chance. You're probably most likely to come across the Atari 2600 these days, because that's the one that's been in those various Activision compilations over the years. But yeah, if you have the opportunity to play the 8-bit version, do it, because it's good. Alright, as always, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you again next time. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please help out the channel by leaving a like or a comment and subscribing. New episodes of Atari A to Z are on Tuesdays and Atari ST A to Z on Thursdays. Check out atariatoz.wordpress.com for a full archive. Do please also check out my other projects moegamer.net, where I explore Japanese and Japanese-inspired games from yesterday and today, and videopackgames.wordpress.com, which aims to catalogue the small but well-formed library of the Philips G7000 Videopack computer, also known as the Magnavox Odyssey 2. You can also support my work on Patreon or buy me a coffee. You can find links to do both down in the video description. Thanks again, and I'll see you next time.